Hey everyone, Ryu here. Alright, just releasing this video. It's a video game video, so anyone who's here strictly for MGTOW shit, this probably isn't the video for you. But I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna talk about a game that's from my childhood that they're making a remake of, and it's Final Fantasy VII, and how Square Enix is absolutely fucking it up, and how when I first heard about the remake and the shit that they were planning on doing with it, it instantly turned me off, and now the reasons why it turned me off are all turning out to be fucking issues. So, let's get into it. First and foremost, I had an issue with them taking the remake and making it into a live-action game. Anyone who's familiar with Final Fantasy VII, it will know that Final Fantasy VII is a active time turn-based system. So basically, it's kind of like a typical turn-based like Pokemon or something like that, except there's a timer involved. So you do have time management. There was a way to go ahead and make it fully turn-based, or you could go with the active time system. I always preferred the active time system because it helped the combat flow a little bit more. Now, it going to that live action style, I asked one simple question. Why? People that are asking for a Final Fantasy VII remake want the original style of gameplay of Final Fantasy VII. There are some people that are fine with it, and that's cool. But the vast majority of us wanted just basically updated graphics, a more fleshed out Golden Saucer. I mean, as far as the game itself, the original game came on 3 fucking discs, so it was already a huge game. It was absolutely massive. You could get hundreds of hours of enjoyment off of a single save file. There was already a lot to do. Maybe there could be a little bit more to do. Maybe they could flesh out the world a little bit more. But for the most part, the game was damn near perfect as it was. The biggest complaints that people had was the Golden Saucer didn't have enough to do in it. They wanted a little bit more added to the chocobo racing and breeding. But other than that, people were completely fine with the way that the game was. They're making this change for no fucking reason. And it's now coming back to bite them in the ass, because the company that they outsourced the live action style to, now they've cut ties with them, so now they've been working on this game for 4 years, but they only have 2 years worth of work. That is fucking detrimental in a game like this. I mean, yeah, Final Fantasy players have been waiting for a remake of Final Fantasy VII since time and fucking memorial. We've been asking for this for years upon years. But for some odd reason, they couldn't just remake the fucking game and release it. No, they had to go ahead and fuck with it. Another big thing that people are concerned about is that they're going to SJW it up. The character that you see on screen is Tifa Lockhart. She is the premier female character in the game. I mean, you have Eris, and I guess, spoiler alert, if you haven't played the game and you're thinking about maybe playing the game, spoiler alert, maybe go ahead and skip forward a few minutes. But the other female character dies. It was one of the most as far as video gaming is concerned, it's like one of the most heartbreaking surprise moments in video game history. A lot of people agree on that. I'm not 100% sure if it is. I know that it's definitely up in my top 10, however, from my childhood. But people are worried about Tifa Lockhart. What you're seeing on the screen now isn't an exaggeration of her character. Yes, her tits are actually that big. She is a melee-focused character. Her weapons are fucking gloves. She punches and kicks. She uses stereotypic martial arts for her attacks, yet she is a fucking powerhouse. People are worried that she's going to get the Lara Croft treatment, basically them going, oh, we need to make Lara Croft look like a fucking teenage boy that has some slight swelling in the chest. People are terrified of this. Another big thing is they're afraid that Barrett is going to get watered down. I'm afraid that Barrett is going to get watered down. Barrett was that kind of stereotypical black guy, that loud, over the top, very in your face type of thing. But it endeared us to the character. And people are also worried that they're going to make the main character even more of a whiny little bitch than normal. So, yeah. He checks off all the whiny little bitch things, Oh, the hero that doesn't want to fucking be the hero. The hero has a jaded past. Oh, the hero has a connection to the main baddie. Oh, the character is blonde. Oh, the character has spiky hair. Oh, the character uses a I'm compensating for something sized weapon. All of it right on down the fucking checklist. But when it comes to the actual story itself, it was a very interesting story, a very enthralling story. Your first time through it, everyone was just in love with the fucking story. The world that felt a lot more dynamic, especially for the time when it was fucking released. It's something that we take for granted now. But with a live action style game, a little bit of that can be lost. And if they're going to go ahead and make a live action game, but still do the old school world overview and do the battle encounter scenario, it's just going to feel ham-fisted, It's not going to feel legit to the series. Then you've also got the whole issue of it being released in episodic releases. People are pissed off about that. People are absolutely pissed off. They're all like, if they're going to release it in episodic releases, then it needs to end up totaling like, $60 or $80. Because, it's a very long game, so people are expecting to pay a little bit more than your standard for the entire experience. So like $80, all right, people are willing to pay that. Me, I'm not. I will not be buying this game. I will not be playing this game. If someone buys the game for me, well, for one, you're going to have some real issues because then you'd also have to buy me a PlayStation 4 or something like that. But even if someone was to buy me this game, I would be loath to play it. And I would be very upset that the person actually supported this crap. Because there have been several times in the past where Square Enix has poked the fucking bear. Like they released a quote-unquote remade version. It wasn't a remade version. It was a remastered version. And their remastery was they smoothed out the lines on some of the pixels. Basically, on a few of the polygons. But it was definitely not worth the price. And the way that they, built it up, no, people had every right to be fucking pissed off about that. And the Final Fantasy community has been definitely taking it on the chin for quite a while. Need I bring up, Final Fantasy Realm Reborn? The only reason why Realm Reborn is a thing is because when they first launched that game, it was absolutely unfucking playable. There was absolutely nothing good about that game. Then, of course, you got Final Fantasy 10 and 10-2 with their story. Don't get me wrong, Final Fantasy 10, I actually liked the story a little bit, but it was just, I don't know, some people had some issues with it. Then, you had Final Fantasy 12, which was another massive fucking disappointment. Final Fantasy, it's just, go on down the list, and it's just been disappointment after disappointment after disappointment. Whereas now, they're saying, hey, we're remaking the game that you've been asking for us to remake for the longest time. The game that just about every Final Fantasy player knows. In fact, for a lot of us, it was our first introduction to Final Fantasy. To the fucking series. And then we went back and played the previous games on, like, the, SNES and NES. Alright, cool. But now they're having issues because of all this fucking bullshit that they've been trying to shoehorn in instead of doing what the customers have fucking wanted. And why? So they can do a fucking cash grab. Honestly, if you're a fan of Final Fantasy, I honestly highly recommend giving this game a pass. Don't buy it in launch week. Don't buy it in launch month. Wait for a month at least. If you're going to buy the game, you've been waiting this long, wait for an extra month when they do finally fucking release this rancid dog turd of a fucking game. And yeah, I'm already prejudging it because the bullshit around it, I can't get past it. I am so sick and tired of the crap. And I know this isn't the same Squaresoft that was back in the day that actually made Final Fantasy VII, but this team needed to really drive it home, and they have been doing everything that they can to piss in the eye of every single fucking gamer out there that cares even one lick about this game. So, honestly, I would love to see people do a fucking revolt. Don't buy the game, you know, them only get maybe a couple thousand sales in the first month, which is the time where these businesses actually look at the sales and then go ahead and buy the games afterwards, just as a shot across the bow so the company goes, oh, maybe we should stop fucking this shit up. I'm not asking for a boycott, I'm asking for a lag. Because I understand that there's a lot of people that are going to want to fucking play this game. I'm just asking for at least some fucking level of self-control here. Because if they can go ahead and get away with pulling this fucking shit, what else are they going to fucking do? How else are they going to fuck it up? What, are they going to add in microtransactions? We don't know if they're going to already be adding in any microtransactions, which would be stupid as fuck in this game, but I can see these companies doing this shit. What, are they going to sit there and make it so the Vincent storyline is its own fucking DLC that you have to pay extra for to have access to him in the game? Now, I know that there's a lot of people on my channel that just really don't give a fuck about this, but this is definitely a problem that I felt I needed to really address. And to the people out there that are sitting there and saying, oh, well, them releasing it episodically, it's because the game is too fucking big. Motherfucker. Bethesda games. There is no fucking excuse for this. Stop being a fucking fanboy. There is no justification for this. They released it in the past, in its original form, in a single fucking release. Yes, it was 3 fucking discs, but guess what? Storage capacities have gone up. You can download the fucking game. Technology has come a long fucking way, so don't buy that bullshit. And if you're one of those people that's just trying to make excuses, remember, this company doesn't give one fuck about you. They only care about getting your money. After that, they don't give a fuck whether you like their product or not. Every company out there has a got mine, bitch attitude. Keep that in mind as a fucking consumer. And I'm so sick and tired of people sitting there and saying, oh, well, the live action isn't a big fucking deal. It is for the people that want a legit fucking remake. When they announced that they were remaking the game, a lot of us were absolutely happy. Me, I had reserved elation at that point. I'm all like, let me hear what they're saying here. And then a few months later, I was so glad I held myself back on it. Because then I heard about the episodic releases. I heard about character changes that are going to fucking happen. I heard that there were, that it was going to go to a live action system. And I instantly was all like, yeah, nah, pass. And don't get me wrong, I don't think that it would be necessarily bad as a live action game. I'm saying at that point it's not a fucking remake. Like, you have destroyed everything about this game that really made this game this game. You're destroying the characters, therefore you're destroying the story. You're destroying the plot. One of the plot twists is actually under fucking threat because of SJW bullshit. And then also at the same fucking time, you've got all this other fucking bullshit that they're trying to hammer down our throats. So no, I'm not looking forward to this game. I would have been if it was an actual fucking remake, but it isn't a fucking remake. This is a slap to the face. So, just needed to go ahead, get that rant out there. I know I'm probably not going to get very many views on this, but I just had to fucking get it out there. So, have yourselves a great day. If you've made it this far, thanks for listening. Go ahead, subscribe, hit the bell, whatnot. And I'll have some other content out later on for those of you who are here for the MGTOW content. But I just had to fucking voice this. So have yourselves a great day, and I'll talk to y'all later. Peace.